There are a few different things, but one of them was chicken feet. You hold it in your hand and you rip off its toes with your teeth and you suck off all the meat and then you spit out the bones. There's a lot of people who will just yell out at you, not out of anger, but just you're white and they want to say the one phrase in English that they can say, or I don't know, there's lots of like old people who do funny things. When I was in the MTC, it was like a week or two in and I realized I really needed to repent. So I repented and that was a really spiritual experience. And then in the field, the first time I was able to testify and feel the Spirit in Chinese was unforgettable because Chinese is really hard. But when you have that connection with your investigator, the less active, then it's very spiritual. So in Taiwan, they speak Mandarin Chinese, and there's different tones, you know. And so I asked this member for her phone number, and every other number was 9, which is Jiao. And beer is also Jiao. And so she told me her phone number, and I said, wow. Well, I tried to say, wow, you have a lot of 9s, but I ended up saying, wow, you have a lot of beer. And she got a good laugh out of that, and it was at church, and it was just really funny. Regardless of how other people act or how other people treat you, you still need to go out of your way to show love. You can't just love them in your heart. You have to show it. And so cutting fruit for your companion for breakfast, or writing a note to a less active, or putting a shopping cart away for somebody are all small acts of love that we can do. And regardless if they are mean to you or yell at you or completely ignore you or even acknowledge that you did something for them, just going out of your way to show love no matter what is something that I learned for sure. Chopsticks. And I feel like I'm more interested in people. I feel like I can listen to people and I can ask questions to better understand where they're coming from. There were a few typhoons. Taiwan has typhoons, and so it's just really rainy and really windy. And I remember this one time I was riding down my bike. I was riding my bike down a street in Taipei City, and it was raining and windy, and there's this one like overhead overpass. And so I was riding my bike under it, and rain was coming off of that, and then a bus came by and it splashed rain from the side, and then it was windy and I was just drenched. I definitely had a testimony before my mission, but I had to learn how to trust the Lord. Learning Chinese was really hard for me, and not comparing myself to other missionaries was really hard for me. But when I trusted the Lord and didn't really focus on anybody else besides like me and the Lord and the people that I'm serving, I feel like that's when I really got my mind into missionary work. Know your scriptures, know a few different topics and some references that you can just pull out at any time, and preach my gospel. And repenting. You have to repent and be worthy. Because if you're not worthy, you're not going to be successful. There's no way around it. The Lord knows your heart. As missionaries, we learn to tune in on a person or situation and have to think of like resolutions and how to fix it. And I feel like our people skills should be improving because we're just constantly focused on other people. And I feel like a lot of missionaries, when they come back, they just freak out because life is so different, and like we have to focus on new things and stuff. But I feel like as we still use our skills that we learned in the field to focus in on a situation or focus in on a person and keep on using those skills, then I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like return missionaries have to be like super awkward or anything, just because that's a skill that we've learned on our mission, is to focus on people.